Good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, the 26th of March, 2018. So, I felt a little bad about not having information pretty much down pat uh, on these indictments and stuff, and some of the stuff I was talking about with Q-Anon. So I decided to look up some of it, see what I could find. We found some unsealed indictments. Woo! So, this is MAGA pill. This is where I got it from. And I did check out some of these indictments. I didn't just stay here, but this is where I started. So we got this guy down in Maryland who has something to do with nuclear purchases and stuff like that. He got an 11 count indictment for corrupt practices, foreign corrupt practices, and wire fraud, 7 counts of violating the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, 2 counts of wire fraud, and 1 count of international promotion money laundering. Blah, blah, blah. So let's go to the actual unsealed documents. Bam, there it is. So this is the Justice Department, justice.gov, right there. And I'm just basically going through and finding out, hey, let's see if any of these indictments are getting unsealed, because they can't stay sealed forever. So let's focus on what's being done rather than what's, that's just on the surface. Let's get to the bottom of that iceberg. It's a big one. So this guy was doing bribes and basically, I would guess, made that Uranium One deal go through. It has to go through him. It has to go through certain Russian people, and some channels you got to go through, do some illegal stuff like sell uranium to a foreign government you're supposedly super against. So this guy's Mark Lambert, 54, of Mount Airy, Maryland, charged in an 11 count indictment, conspiracy to violate blah blah blah. So I already went over that. He dealt with the Russian export of the Russian Federation uranium and uranium enrichment services to nuclear power companies. Like, holy shit, that is some pretty big stuff. To make that decision to do a deal like this is, you got to have some balls, or you know what I mean. That's just big. Macron is currently so this is the guy that. Let's just read it. In June 2015, Lambert's former co-president, Darren Condry, pleaded guilty to conspiracy to violate the FCPA and commit wire fraud, and Vadim Makarin pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit money laundering involved in violations of the FCPA. Makarin is currently serving a sentence of 48 months in prison, and Condry is awaiting sentencing. The indictment includes allegations against Lambert based on his role in effectuating the criminal scheme with Condry, Makarin, and others. The charges in the indictment are merely allegations, and defendants presumed innocent unless proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Yeah, try being on the other side of the system on that. That's not always actually true. There's ways to get around that. So there it is. This is updated January 12, 2018. What I found a little weird was, these guys got sentenced in 2015. It took 3 years. So June 2015, they pleaded guilty. So that case has been going on for a while, and to only get 48 freaking months. Now, do you believe that? 48 months for selling uranium. I mean, how much would you take for 48 months in prison? I mean, what? 10 million? 20 million? 30 million? Surely their assets were seized and, money. But all that information is not here. I'd love to know that information. I did study law for a few years. And not a lawyer or anything like that, but, it was just good reading. Let's just say that. Went to college for it, I guess. Let's just say. All right, so going on to the next one. Check this one out. So in Massachusetts, this senator was also his indictment was unsealed. Former Massachusetts Senator Brian Joyce violated public trust and decided to take the path of greed by using his office for personal profit to accept up to $1 million in bribes and kickbacks in exchange for official actions. Now get this. So this guy's like doing all kinds of stuff. He's a lawyer. So notice that all these people in politics are lawyers. I think that's the biggest problem with this whole government type thing. I mean, they're always destined to go out of control as a government historically. So he has a law office. He's creating shell companies and disguising money as legal fees. And yeah, he looks like a regular guy, 55 years old. He was arrested at his Westport home, which is like near Rhode Island or something like that. Pleaded not guilty to charges before a federal magistrate in Worcester. 113 count against him, stemming from a 2-year investigation. Includes charges of racketeering, extortion, wire fraud, conspiracy to defraud the IRS, and money laundering. His lawyer, Howard Cooper, blah, blah, blah. Let's move on. The indictment alleges Joyce secretly profited from his position as state senator by accepting a stream of concealed bribes and kickbacks that include a free Jeep, hundreds of pounds of Dunkin' Donuts coffee in exchange for official actions. Listen to this, people. This is pretty crazy. Hundreds of pounds of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Let me repeat that because this just blows my mind. Dunkin' Donuts coffee, man? Really? Seriously, huh? So you would do a illegal criminal act for hundreds of pounds of Dunkin' Donuts coffee. People make fun of these criminals on TV, them doing really stupid things. This should be out there. Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Oh my God. Alrighty. Yeah, to serve. He had a duty to serve. They beat him down pretty good in this article, and there he is, doing the perp walk. See, that's what I'm looking for. That's a perp walk right there. I like that. That means it's working. Now, is this one of the secret indictments that was out there? Hard to say because they're secret. Let's see. This is another one that he did. Joyce is also charged with conspiring to defraud the IRS in connection with his purchase of more than $470,000 in common stock from the energy brokerage firm, and the firm is Philadelphia Solar Company. They wanted permitting and with local permitting and pending legislation. Falsely reported the stock purchase as a tax-exempt retirement account rollover in his personal tax return. Who the hell do you think I'm going to be able to do something like that? It's just like, who's going to think of let me just roll it over in these IRS account under a rock in the Philippines, bounce it back, and then say on my personal tax I found it under my garage. This is crazy. He's not going to seek re-election. Oh, great. Oh, that's nice. He's a 1980 graduate, blah, blah, at Suffolk University Law School. There you go. Lawyers. You need them, but put them in charge and see what happens. Try to resolve issues. In an unrelated case last year, Joyce agreed to pay nearly $5,000 to resolve issues raised by state campaign finance regulators, including using campaign funds for his son's 2014 high school graduation party. Joyce said there had been no finding of wrongdoing on his part in that case. Damn, high school. You could just, like, you work, like everybody else. You have a job. Well, what's the big deal about paying for something that, it's $5,000? So you can imagine some of these acts, criminal acts going on in Congress and in the legislature and government in general. are not paying a lot of freaking money. Like, what's going on here? Are they that blinded by power that they do not? Yeah, well, no, I'm not even going to ask that question. We could just look at people like Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, and they've gotten away with a lot. I mean, Bush Senior, Obama, everybody's committing crimes left and right, and nothing happens to them. All right, so moving on. Let's not take up too much time here, because I'm not going to be doing this too much further. Indictments are sealed against alleged organized crime ring. What I did find, I don't think I have it up anymore, is it's a lot of indictments out of Las Vegas. Something is up with Las Vegas. Las Vegas is just out of control, I guess. But this one says May 8th, 2015. Posted 2008. So I've never heard about this, but they had, this is like a quarter, okay, 2 suspects still on the run. Nearly 2 dozen suspects rounded up in Las Vegas and California. Oh, this isn't the right article. But let's just go through it anyway. There's another article that involves a huge ring of people doing sophisticated online fraud. 1.5 million. Known to rip off more than $1 million in a single weekend. But anyways, so I just had to follow up on the, the Q-Anon stuff, and I take some of it back. It's just I like to see the results, just like anybody would. Even if you're owner of a company or something, you want to see the results, not all the happy horse shit that goes on, the stuff in between. And this is one of them. So how many of these have been unsealed? And that's what I want to look up. Unsealed indictments. Let's go 2017. 18. Let's do that. Let's keep it up to date. All right, here we go. Manga Pill seems to have a lot. These are the ones that I went through yesterday. See tweets, Unsealed Indictments, see what people are saying. Let's see if these are up to date. This is 2018. So another point that I found was some of these unsealed indictments are also being lumped in with like gang members and stuff like that. Well, I had to cut the video short. Apparently I am going over the 15 minutes allotted by YouTube, so moving on to the next. This is just a screen of some other recent indictments that were unsealed. Paul Manafort, Richard Gates, another one, these guys, London, Alexandria, Internet Research Agency, Pino, Flint. Some of these you've already heard of, but that's about it. I mean, there is stuff happening. So I take back what I said yesterday and leave it at that. Gotta go. Thank you for listening. Subscribe and hit me up for alerts. These videos will get better. I'm learning, and it'll be a fast learn. Don't worry about that. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.